All right, we have some exciting stuff to go over today, so let's not waste any time. Before we get into it, though, I just want to quickly say I've been trying to keep up a constant schedule of daily DC Dual Force videos. Unfortunately, though, I just had some sleep to catch up on. I was so tired, so unfortunately, I missed a day there. But that's okay. We're back on regular scheduled daily DC Dual Force videos moving forward. Now, if you're not a streamer and you're just a regular player, you've probably been looking forward to getting your hands on DC Dual Force. You might have even tried to play in last week's beta, but if you were a part of that beta, you ran into a few issues as the servers weren't able to withstand what was going on. We're going to learn a little bit more about that today because we have an official update from the developers. I've talked about this in a handful of occasions, but I actually have dyslexia, so I'm not going to read through all of this because it's going to be a pain for you to listen to me reading this as I try to comprehend it. If you want to know all of the details that they go over in this article, I highly recommend that you read through it. I'll leave a link to it in the description. But for now, I'm just going to talk about my conclusion that I get from each paragraph. This first paragraph is basically recapping everything that happened last weekend. They express their gratitude for how patient we've been, and they thank us for the passion that we have for the game, which thank you for creating the game, CCG Lab. This next paragraph is addressing the issue that happened with email verifications. Basically, their system for handling all of that was not ready for the load. There was too many people requesting email verifications, but from their understanding, that situation has been solved and it'll be ready for when the servers come back on. This third paragraph is talking about what happened with the actual gameplay issues, and from what I understand from this paragraph, I could be misinterpreting it, but from what I understand, the actual player load on the server, people like playing matches, was fine. The servers would have handled that. It would have been okay. The issue was, when you open a pack in DC Dual Force, there's a lot of things going on in the back end. It's checking your database, making sure you don't have any duplicate cards. It's controlling rarity distribution. It's doing a whole lot of stuff. And because all of these new players that jumped in were all opening packs, the server got overflooded with all that information that it has to handle on the back end. So if you guys weren't all opening packs, the servers would have been fine. This next paragraph goes on to explain that the engineering team dove in immediately. They worked on the servers throughout that weekend while everyone was having issues. They identified the root causes of the problem, what was going on, and rather than just throwing the servers back on and having the issue happen again, they decided to shut down the servers. And then earlier this week, since the relative to the point that we're talking at, they've rebuilt that entire database. They added more clusters. I'm not a server guy, I don't really know what that means, but I'm sure it's a positive thing. And they started massive load testing to ensure that it would hold up. And as the last sentence of the paragraph says, rather than rush out that solution and push out a beta this weekend at the time of me talking, they instead decided to hold and test that system further over next weekend. That's right, we'll be able to play the game next weekend. How exciting is that? Pending the success of our stress test coming up, so they're stress testing everything shortly, we plan to run our next beta weekend, June 30th through July 2nd. So we've got another 3-day beta coming up between June 30th and July 2nd. And then also, because of community requests, they'll be extending the hours of the beta. So servers will actually be live from 11 a.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. How exciting is that? As they initially planned with the first beta, each player will get 4,500 gems. That's roughly $45 worth of in-game currency. You'll be able to spend that each day when you log in the beta. So each day will get 4,500 gems, meaning over the course of the entire beta, you'll get 13,500 gems. So spend those how you will, because as it says in the last line of this paragraph, these gem bonuses, along with any account progression made during the weekend, will be wiped once the weekend is over. Assuming the beta weekend is a success, our next stop is open beta, where everyone can access and the codes are no longer needed to access the game. We'll update you on the go live date for open beta shortly after the beta weekend is over. And they close out the article by saying, once again, thank you for your patience and your passion for this game we love building. We look forward to seeing you in the pages of DC Dual Force soon. Sincerely, CCG Labs Chief Operating Officer, Tobin Lent. Thank you, Tobin. Yeah, so huge updates. The big takeaway from this article is that we will have a beta next weekend, June 30th through July 2nd. On each of those days, we'll be able to play from 11 a.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. During those beta days, you will have 4,500 gems to spend. I would personally recommend holding your gems from day 1 until day 2, where you can get the Founders Bundle. That would be my personal recommendation. And I would also recommend spending all of your gems throughout the weekend because, of course, progress is being wiped. And then, at least according to this article, shortly after, assuming that the beta goes successfully and there's no other issues that pop up that they need to solve, the next stop will be an open beta where you won't even need a code to access the game. That should be absolutely awesome, because I assume once open beta is here, we'll have the ability to progress our account as normal, and we'll feel like the game is launched. Obviously, the game won't actually be launched. It will still be an open beta, but it will feel like a launch in that we'll have access to all of the game's systems. Overall, it's absolutely positive news. I want to thank CCG Labs for their continued hard work on this game, man. I absolutely love this game. I'm so excited that we have an update. I'll keep you updated as we learn more, but for now, I think we had some really good news today. Keep being awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.